How's it going, Speedsters? Welcome to a brand new Flash Season 7 trailer breakdown. Finally, we've got something brand new to talk about. It's been a minute or two since I've made a Flash video. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I made one, and that is because we've been waiting for something like this for quite a while. So before I speak about this trailer slash promo and talk about my thoughts on it, let's go ahead and show it, and then, yeah, I guess break it down. So roll the trailer.
Come back to me.
Our greatest weapon against darkness isn't our superpowers. It's our humanity and our love for each other.
I know this is right.
I have faith, son. We will get Iris back.
Oh God, I'm still here.
This enemy is all-powerful.
It's not just mirrors she's manipulating. It's any reflective surface.
Captain West requesting backup.
I called in a little bit of extra muscle.
Anyone can save the world with their might. It takes a real hero to do it with his heart.
I know how to open a portal to the Mirrorverse.
I'll never stop fighting to reach you.
What are you? A product of your broken mind?
Give me back my wife!
You only have 1% of your speed left. Let's make it count.
Barry. Run.
So that kind of felt refreshing, I have to admit. It's been too long since we've received proper promotional stuff for The Flash Season 7, and even though this was for the first, I would say 2 or 3 episodes, it looks like as though that was all highlighting clips for wrapping up the Mirror Master slash Mirror Mistress arc, and then, you know, which I'm kind of looking forward to because I want to get past that and get onto the Godspeed stuff, the more interesting stuff, I would say, that a lot of us are anticipating with what Eric Wallace has in store for us with The Flash Season 7, because as he's teased, it's really diving into the mythology of speedsters, this, that, and the other, and I'm hoping, at least, that Season 7 will be much better than Season 5 and Season 6. While Season 6 improved upon the previous seasons, I would say marginally, it still wasn't giving us, I feel like, what a lot of fans are craving, and I think it's time to dive back into the Speedforce side of things, and that's exactly, apparently, what we are getting with Season 7. So, let's talk about what we saw in this promo, and as I just aforementioned, it is really kind of giving us these exclusive looks at the next few episodes ahead, because as we know, the pandemic hit, and they basically self-cannibalized those final episodes of what would have been Season 6 into the beginning episodes of Season 7. I'll of course try and talk about this in some reasonable order, so that kind of reverse flashy, kind of cluey, hinty stuff towards the end, I will save towards the end of this video, but also I'd love to know your theories and thoughts on not only my thoughts, but expand upon them down in the comments below. Maybe you have cracked something that I really didn't think about. So at the beginning of the trailer, we actually see Barry say, "Come back to me," and I'm guessing that's just, you know, a piece of audio taken from some other episode where he's talking to Iris, obviously, because we need Iris back. It's been going on for what feels like a goddamn century by now. But the interesting fact is here, like, whether this is an old clip or a new clip, I feel like they've changed the lightning, because that is blue. Unless my color blindness is really kicking in here. I don't know what to make of this specifically. There's not really too much to say other than it's, you know, the typical kind of zap, like when Iris connected with Barry for the first time, or we've seen it with Nora or some other speedsters where it's just like that little zap. I think it even happened with Wally, didn't it? I just find it interesting that it's blue. I don't know. What do you guys make of that? As the trailer progresses, we see people like Cisco kind of gearing up because, of course, this is leading up to the confrontation with Mirror Mistress. I'm just going to call her Mistress because she basically is Mirror Mistress rather than Mirror Master. And then this next scene of note takes place with Barry in the kind of suit stand, if you will. Like, that's where he usually stores the suit. However, it seems that this is taking place in the Mirrorverse, because I can't really guess too much with what's going on here, other than if you flip the image, like you're seeing on screen right now, the screens to the left and right, I do believe, say something along the lines, I think that says speed level, and you've got like the percentages there. So I'm guessing his speed level is rising. As to why this is happening in the Mirrorverse, like why is he in the suit stand, little chamber, a load of mist is coming down, speed level is rising or whatever, as trailers kind of do. I think this is a clip from when he is in the Mirrorverse, as to what other scenes show later on in the trailer, where he's trying to enter the Mirrorverse for the first time. Stay with me here. And this is where he's successfully done so. He's already suited up in the Mirrorverse, and I guess for some reason or another, his speed is kind of boosting up, leveling up. I could be wrong with that take, but either way, I think it's very telling that those TV screens are flipped, and for some reason, he's kind of getting, I don't know, jacked up. Perhaps to try and take on Mirror Mistress herself. Perhaps he needs to do something with his speed levels in the Mirrorverse to be able to combat her. Maybe it's some kind of reverse effect of his speed, and I'm not really trying to get into reverse flashy negative Speedforce stuff there, but it's just, you know, I would love to know your ideas on that. Now, we also get a bunch more emphasis on Iris losing her mind. She has this kind of dinner with Barry, but then it's just like, wait, I'm still here. We see Barry's side of things where he's extremely worried about his wife, so, you know, not too much to talk about here other than the distressing situation at hand, the main plot, if you will, for the last final couple of episodes. Speaking of Ava, the trailer kind of goes to hype her up through the main character, Barry himself, saying she's all powerful, like, how are we gonna stop her? Like, every season, right? The villain, even if they technically don't seem as powerful as a previous villain like Reverse Flash, they're always set up or presented in a unique way where it's like, how is Team Flash going to stop them? And I always enjoy how they uniquely set that up for each season with the way that it seems to be an impossible task. Now, very quickly, I do want to wind back to that moment where Barry says this enemy is all powerful. And as I said, with trailers showing things out of order, yet also this trailer showing very much so new Speedforce-esque things with, I trust Barry getting his new Speed Force. This could be a moment where he's actually entered that after running with that godlike lightning mode at the end, and we'll talk about that in a second. And maybe he's talking to one of the new Speed Force freaking wormhole alien things. I don't know, because this is a person with glasses on. It looks like their hair could be tied up. I'm not saying that it's his mum. It's really hard to say, but I wouldn't be surprised if Barry's seeking counsel from the new intelligence, or if it is a new intelligence, to try and consult him about this enemy is all powerful. Like, well, how am I going to face them? I would love to know your expanded thoughts on that. Now, we have Sue Dearborn being featured. I don't really know what to say here because it's such a quick scene. They're just acknowledging that, oh, look, Sue's still here. We've already seen him speak about that as well in the media. Even though Ralph is gone, Hartley Sawyer, they're kind of maintaining a story somehow in some way. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what happens there. But I guess the trailer's just trying to remind you that, oh, look, it's Sue. And something's gonna happen to Ralph, but we're not gonna explain that until we air the episode, I suppose. And speaking of all-powerful, this is when the trailer presents multiple Mirror Mistresses, and I believe Canada Graphs released set photos of around that time where we saw multiple stand-ins or stunt doubles for the actress who plays Ava McCulloch, all in villain-upped costume, if you will, and it looks like we're finally seeing that in the trailer. So yeah, it's gonna be quite a formidable kind of boss fight. I feel like that's featuring the boss fight moment when we see Killer Frost and, I was about to say Killer Flash, but Flash face Ava McCulloch. This might not be the final battle, but certainly nearing the end there. The fact that she can replicate herself like that is going to be very overpowered, but also very intriguing to think about how they're even going to stop her. We have Chester saying you have only 1% of your speed left. Oh, about time. No, I'm just saying, like, it's felt like that story is dragged on for so long, and now he's down to his last 1%. Technically, by the Flash's rules right now, his 1% should last like another 3 weeks, because somehow it just does keep lasting, but I'm joking, really. Like, he's gonna run out of the juice. He's gonna get the Speed Force in the next couple of episodes of Season 7. Probably, I guess, 3 episodes until they wrap up that arc, and then move on to the actual Season 7 storyline with Godspeed and stuff. And I'm guessing that last 1% might even be wasted to an extent. Like, he might try one final thing. It might be the one thing that gets him into the Mirrorverse, maybe. Who knows? Leading up to some of the scenes we've already spoken about, some of the more ambiguous ones, perhaps. And it could then ultimately not go the way he wants, and that ends up with a very sad-looking Barry, and that really stimulates him to get that new Speed Force, which leads me to talk about the next bit, where it looks like we see Barry running with his new Speed Force. I'm just going to assume that it is, because not only do we see his yellow lightning here, and it's completely jacking his whole, I don't know, being and his eyes, we also see it mixed in with white. I think that's a very deliberate choice here, at least I assume so, because with this new Speed Force that he's getting, I think we all guessed and assumed that it would be some kind of next level upgrade. Now, what am I seeing here? At least in VFX representation, I think I'm seeing some next level VFX upgrade in terms of what they're trying to symbolize with how he's being juiced up to the max. Now, white lightning would be very interested combined with his yellow. Maybe that will stick around in season 7 with the new status quo of his new Speed Force. And even just moments before this, actually, whilst I look at it again, when we see Barry's looking absolutely devastated, looking around, I don't know if that's the artificial Speed Force machine having fallen over or something. Maybe like it failed again in this specific moment. I would love to know your thoughts there. Or maybe it is, the structure is intact, but it just looks like it had collapsed in some way, shape, or form. But let's go on to that run, Barry run moment. The moment I guess we've all wanted to talk about in this whole video all along. It does seem to be Nash, at least what I'm seeing right here. It does seem to be him. But what I will say is that the demeanor from Nash and the way he delivers those lines is very Eobard Thawne. Now, as we know, Nash did have the exorcism of Nash Wells, the episode titled after him, where Eobard got cast out, and I guess he was just going to find another host in some way, shape, or form, and that was going to be the long-term plot. I think Eric Wallace has even spoken about that, saying, well, he's out there, and you just kind of have to wait to see what happens kind of thing, and I get that. So, as for like assessing if this is some kind of weird reverse Flash return, I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised if just for the trailer, well, also in the episode, they wanted to play on nostalgia and make Nash deliver that in such a way where it looks like Barry is tearing anyway in that conversation they're having between him and Nash, and you could argue that's either the trauma of just hearing a Wells say that to him, bringing up PTSD-like memories of Reverse Flash, or maybe all hope is lost in that moment. The artificial Speed Force just had a moment where they tried to do it, and maybe he just needs to do the run as what we see with his godlike powers coming out moments before in a trailer, and he just needs to finish it, and he's having an emotional conversation with Nash, and Nash just delivers the run, Barry, run line in an emotional way. Because think about it, if you're having an emotional conversation where you need to bolster Barry up a bit and you're saying run Barry run, I suppose that would come off a bit reverse flashy, especially if you are made up of the same fiber and being that the Reverse Flash decided to look like at several points in the Flash TV's history. So the reason why I went into that much blabber there is because I think everybody wants to jump on it being Reverse Flash, and don't get me wrong, I do as well. It's just that I want to play the skeptical side of, I'm guessing it's just a conversation that needs to be powerful between Grant Gustin's Barry and Tom Cavanaugh's Nash Wells, and it comes off like it's a Reverse Flash. But he does have that look. He does have that look. And we see the artificial Speed Force purring there in the background, so to speak. And then I'm guessing the next moment after this is where he runs around Star Labs and he gets the godlike mode new powers, and where I think it's fairly predictable that he will then be able to somehow stop Ava McCulloch with his new juiced up Speed Force. And that's the trailer, guys. I don't want to blabber anymore. I feel like I've done that enough, but I would love to know your thoughts. It feels good talking about The Flash again. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really looking forward to this story being done because I want to see what Eric Wallace has in store for us with Godspeed. I'm just, cycling through the trailer again, and don't get me wrong, I feel like this trailer was presented in a cool way. This is the CW show that I've stuck with the most because I really like the cast, especially Grant Gustin's Barry. I'm kind of ride or die with it, and I'm just looking forward to the prospect of more speedster stuff. Do you know what I mean? With season 7 beyond the Mirror Mistress arc. But it does look like there's some emotional weight and story to be done here and portrayed on screen. I am looking forward to in the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I think it will be very engaging because what they want to do in season 7 is really get to the next point of the story. So I feel like these first 3 episodes are going to be to the point and engaging all the time. There's no time for fillery-esque stuff when you've got to wrap up the baddie from last season. So I think the first 3 episodes are going to be not only good, but pretty good, because we're also getting a few treats as well, like the new Speed Force. We're getting technically the new introduction of a new villain, I guess through the defeat of Mirror Mistress, according to the synopsis. There's a lot to look forward to, so I'm going into next season with a lot of optimism, and it felt good seeing a new trailer. Just looking forward to more promo material as we get closer to March 2nd, which is the release date for The Flash Season 7. But other than that, everyone, let me know your thoughts, as I said, down in the comments below. Check out the top pinned comment in that comment section, where you can follow me on Twitter, because those links are linked there, as well as my Discord server. Like this video if you did like it, dislike it if you disliked it. And yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you speedsters in the next video. Goodbye.